I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to make a new intro. Hello out there in Whittleland. It's me again, the Lazy Video Gamer, and it's time for another Lazy Video Gamer show. I hope you enjoy my fourth Mega CD Super episode. So sit back and relax. Psygnosis presents us the first game for this episode of the Lazy Video Gamer show. Nova Storm, a space shooter game. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of shooters, but this one is not only affordable, it has a cool intro and fantastic graphics, and made me a lot of fun when I played it last time for a longer session, and of course also to record this footage. It has big bosses and boss fights who are in the first 2-3 stages not so hard, so you can enjoy this game a long time before you see a game over. So now we have Skullkeep. It's another dungeon crawler with a long intro. Here is only the text intro. And as you know, I'm not a fan of this genre. I'm pretty sure for fans of the genre, this game brings you a lot of entertainment, but it's not mine. You have to walk and walk and walk. One point that I liked in this game was that you don't have to create a party of 4 members. You are only one character and you can go straight ahead into the game. So for this game I let the intro roll, cause if I be honest, it's the coolest thing on this game. Maybe you guessed it, it's Paws of Fury, aka Brutal Paws of Fury. Yeah. It was also released on module, and it's a little bit cheaper on module than on CD, cause it's not that asked for. It is not the best beat 'em up game I ever saw. It has his intros, his animations, and they're cuddly, they're cute. That's a point for the game. But the biggest point against the game is, as I mentioned, it's a beat 'em up. but not in the style of a Street Fighter 2 or Fatal Fury, where your character has certain special moves. In this game, your character has no moves, no special moves, and you have to learn it from victory after victory. And this is, yeah, let me say, boring. You jump around, you try to hit your enemy, you try to win, but as you can see, I'm not particularly good in this game. Now, this game is a favorite of mine. I ignored it a long time, but if you can find it for cheap, give it a try. It was back then advertised as a Mario Kart killer. It isn't, because Mario Kart is something, let me say, special. This is BC Racers, the third Chuck Rock game on the Mega CD. There was also a 32X conversation who, let me say, yeah, it's not good. It's in two ways not good, not so good than the CD version. It has better sounds, and you can only hit your opponents to one side. It was not possible to attack your opponents on the right or the left. You had to use for attacks the same side. Now you see it's a little bit like F-Zero. You can renew your energy, and that was important in this game, of course. You can attack your opponents and your opponents can attack you. Also on the CD version you can change the camera in game. By the 32X version you have to pause the game, and that interrupts the flow of the game. For every round you get a nitro, who you can use, and it makes fun. It has some stages that are a little bit frustrating because you can't see so good where you have to drive, but at the end of the day it's a cool game. Welcome to ESPN Baseball Tonight. You can choose between League West and League East. Yeah, what should I say? For us Europeans, baseball isn't that amazing. We are more into soccer or rugby, and it has a cool intro. That's a plus point, but it is baseball. So I'll be quiet and show you a little bit of the game. The graphics are okay, but it's still baseball. So, for this game I have to say thank you to the reproduction or reaching code conversation community. This game The Lawn Mover Man had an official PAL release, but it had the wrong region code on it. So if you are in the mood to buy this game sealed and want to open it to play it, you have to have at least a region code adapter or a modded console. Or in my case, I have the original as well, but I played here for this video a reproduction. And it was back in the days. The movie Lawn Mover Man, after the book, who was written by a short story of the great Stephen King, was very hyped for his graphic and his visual effects. But I'll be honest with you, it's not a good game. It's a, let me say, collection of mini games, and some you can play and some are, yeah, I stand totally in the desert and had no idea what I have to do. But I show you after this unbelievable intro the most seen sequence, almost played sequence of the game. You flying as a robo-human airplane through a tunnel, and you have to put in some commandos at some points, and then the game continues. Or you fail and fall down. For those who are not familiar with the book or the movie, it was practically the lawn mover boy job, who was through virtual reality put into virtual reality and could do things that he couldn't do in real life. But yeah, the game should be eaten by this guy. Once again, Psygnosis brings us a game, and this game is a jam who was very much overlooked, The Misadventures of Link. It's practically a basic platformer, but with fantastic sound on CD. It was also released on module, and very cute graphics. As you can see, a basic platformer. And here's a funny thing, like the Koopa Troopers, you can jump on your enemy, but don't wait too long to throw them away. They hurt you, they wake up again. It has cool parallax scrolling, and as I mentioned, great graphics. Now, this game is a gem also, but it is expensive as original. I paid double the price like several years ago, and for me it was worth it. I have a lot of fun, not only with this long intro, animated intro. It's KO Flying Squadron. It's a Mega CD legend. It's a so-called Q em up. It's a shoot 'em up with pretty nice and cuddly graphics. It is bone-shaking hard. It is not my type, shoot 'em ups, but this game I love. I really love this game, and I had so much fun when I played it on the Polymega with instant saving to see the whole game. But of course also on the original hardware it's a lot of fun. You have big enemies and more big enemies, and you are the bunny girl who are riding on a dragon. It's really cute. And has a fantastic sound. So let's jump right into it. Not only Asterix is great in Europe, of course, and in the rest of the world. Here is the Smurfs for the Mega CD. It has this pretty animated intro, so I let it roll for you. Oh, one thing is said, or must be said to the intro, it's very quiet. So now it's time to jump really right into the game. It's a basic platformer, jump and run, pretty animated with nice graphics, okay sound, but the asking price for the Mega CD version is very high as an original. You should rather stay with the module, who only misses the animated intro, or with a reproduction. Now Konami brings us this masterpiece, Snatcher, the only English translated version of the game. It's a cyberpunk adventure, and I let a little bit the intro explain the story. It has a very cool and long intro, of course. But basically, for back then, the story plays in a far away future. I believe it's 2047 or something like that. Human are, yeah, let me say, at the end of their days. There were this roboters, humanoids, androids like the Terminator, robots with human skin, but also with memories, called Snatcher, and they try to replace the human counterpart. You are of course the hero. You are a police officer from Neo Tokyo and you have to solve the disappearing of humans and of course the riddle of the Snatchers. A cool animated intro, or let me say story. It's practically what later was known visual novels combined with some kind of point and click adventure. If you interact with other characters, it basically runs in that way. First you ask them something, and with game time, with game progress, they're telling you more and more, and you step ahead in the story. I don't want to spoil you, cause I think it's a game, in my opinion, like in modern days Breath of the Wild. Not in the genre, not in the type of game. It is not really, in my opinion, a game. It's an experience. Also here, it is not produced in the highest numbers back then. I recommend you to go with a reproduction. There are some sellers out there. You can make quite a good deal and you're having the same fantastic time when you play the game. For me as a collector on the Mega CD, of course I go after the original with manual, complete in box, but then you have to calculate, man, a lot of money. From 300 to 500 bucks I saw very high asking prices for an original. So if you just wonder, all your wallet is limited, as I said, go for a repro, you will have a great time. So the next game, released from Domark, published by Acclaim, is Bloodshot, aka Battle Frenzy. For Germany, Sega thought the title Bloodshot would be too violent, so they changed it. It is the same game. It has a cover variation on the Mega CD, but the game discs are actually the same. So if you put in English, you have the title screen with Bloodshot, and if you put in German as language, you have the title Battle Frenzy. It's a, let me say, yeah, a little bit a generic 3D first person shooter where you have to go through a labyrinth, find the core, destroy that, and if you did it, you have a certain time to get out. When you achieved your goal, you move on to the next stage. Also from Denmark, one of those late conversations. Here comes Marcos Magic Football. It was also known as Soccer Kid on other platforms. What you saw now, this little animated intro, is in fact the only difference between the Mega CD and the Mega Drive version. So it has also a very high asking price on the reason on rarity. I'm a little bit sad to confess to you. Go also for this game after the module. It has quite cute graphics. Also, it has, let me say, strange gameplay. You are the blonde kid in Marcos Magic Football. In Soccer Kid you are dark haired, and as I mentioned, it has a strange gameplay. You having always this ball in front of you and you kick your enemies with it. This is Syndicate. Over top, plain, let me say, walk and gun game. There's a cool intro, of course, and a great gameplay. It's surprisingly deep. If you buy in, you are a group of, let me say, hackers or agents, and you have to fulfill missions like killing the good guys or the bad guys. It's not quite sure. So for the last game of today's Lazy Video Gamer show, I wanna show you the, in my opinion, worst PAL intro graphically you ever saw. It's very grainy and it's the only difference to the module version. Later, of course, there was also the Sega Saturn version, and when you put that version in, you have a very cool intro. It's the same but with a so much higher resolution. It's of course Theme Park, an absolute brilliant and joy-bringing game where you have to create your own theme park with various attractions, and you have to take care, let me say, of everything in the park. You have to hire employees, you have to build toilets and trees and bushes that the people like your park and pay the entrance. You also have to found new inventions of rides on your park. So if you start this game, you will have a lot of fun. But also, it's typically for this Mega City Sunday, the module version is practically the same game, but without an intro. So, once again, Digital Pictures and Tomcito presents us a game in the late year 1994, published under the Digital Kids brand, who was actually a brand the Sega brought to life to advertise their systems to younger players. In America they had several cartridge games under this brand, but we here in Europe doesn't have it. But we had this one, Kids on Site. As you maybe guess out of the title, you're on a working site and you can interact with a total of 4 heavy machines. It was explained and led through these 2 or 3 characters, and yeah, it makes fun for one time. After a half hour you got the whole game through, and that was not enough for a game you paid the full price. So yeah, next. Once again, a cool movie intro. A long intro. And that was, in my opinion, the best part of Supreme Warrior. I remember I walked in a game store and the owner and his lads were trying to play this game. You have to put in at the right moment the commandos, but yeah, I never could figure it out which commando it was. So I suck in this game. I lose every time when I played it, and it doesn't make that much fun to play the same scene over and over again. Tom Cadelli is something different, but you know, I love Tom Cadelli. So yeah, you try to fight against this karate fighter and rescue the town. So yeah, what I should say more. Next. An interactive basketball game sounded cool, but you already guessed it right. It sucks. It has a cheesy B-movie sequences between your actions, but that was not enough to stick me to the tally. So it wasn't a surprise when I bought it back several years ago. I think it was a game I bought. Yeah, the Mega CD was long time not relevant, but it was so in the retro game corner 20 years ago, and it costs 20 or 30 bucks then. Brand new. And it was too much for that game. The game sucks, and I suck in this game. When Corpse Killer hit the shelves back in the day, I completely ignored it. Yeah, the Mega CD was old, but nowadays I have to admit I like this game. It has this very cool B-movie presentation. So yeah, what should I else could say about it? It has a very high difficulty level and it's very repetitive. But also it makes a lot of fun. Now to the starting level. It is basically a shooting range. What else can I say? It's funny that in the manual the game is, or the gameplay is wrong explained. In the manual it's written that you have going straight to the bad guy, Dr. Hellman, who are sitting in Zombie Town, as it's called. But that's wrong. I'll come later to that. Now, in this starting level, you are basically on an airplane field. The camera is always moving from left to right, and the targets appears on the screen. You have unlimited ammo from regular ammunition, but you have to earn special bullets. There are 3 kinds of it, and that makes it a little bit difficult, cause you have, when you want to choose another type of bullet, through all 4 types of ammunition to select it. So, and that was it for this week's episode of the Lazy Video Gamer Show. As you maybe can see, the day just begun. I hope you enjoy your games, enjoy the rest of your Sunday or the week. I wish you a great time with your great games, and I hope you see me soon.